There are many types of watermelons on the market. I believe that many of you find it difficult to choose a juicy, crunchy, sweet watermelon when buying watermelon. Some of you have spent tens of dollars to buy a bland watermelon. What a waste! Today, I will share with you some tips for choosing watermelons. Once you have learned, you are sure to choose the right fresh and sweet watermelon. Let's see how to choose watermelons. First, look at the yellow part of the watermelon. This is the part of the watermelon that is in contact with the ground when it grows. This part is obviously different from the other parts. Because it is in contact with the ground, it does not have enough sunlight. If this part is yellow, it means it has been lying on the ground for a long time and has ripened naturally. So the melon will be sweet, the flesh will be plump and juicy, and the texture will be crispy. If this part is white, it means that the melon is not ripe because it has not been in contact with the ground for enough time. The taste will be bland or tasteless. Do not choose such watermelons. The second thing is to look at the stem of the watermelon. The stem of the watermelon is the point of providing nutrients for the entire watermelon. What happens when the watermelon is growing? It receives conditions that can affect the ripeness of the watermelon, such as light, fertilizer, and water, etc. All will be reflected on the stem. It is the easiest way to judge whether a watermelon is fresh or not by looking at the stem. The stem is the appendage of the watermelon. After picking, the stem will wither and turn yellow, brown due to continuous loss of water. Only fresh watermelons can ensure the crispness, plumpness, and sweetness of the water inside. The most important thing is to avoid buying watermelons that have been picked for a long time. The inside may be spoiled, which is even more annoying when the watermelon is not sweet. It is best to choose a fruit with a stem that is greener, the fresher the watermelon. At the same time, we also need to pay attention to the straightness of the watermelon stem. When the watermelon is fully mature, the watermelon stem will no longer provide nutrients. It will gradually curl up and dry. If the watermelon stem appears to curl up, it means that the watermelon has ripened naturally in the watermelon field and tastes sweeter. If the watermelon is picked first, the stem will be straighter. If you encounter this type of melon, you should not choose it. If you buy it, there is a high possibility that it is not sweet enough. Third, look at the patterns on the watermelon. When buying a watermelon, we will see many dark stripes on the watermelon's skin. It looks like a wave. So when we buy a watermelon, try to choose watermelons with clear stripes. The riper the watermelon is, watermelons like this are sweet and juicy. On the contrary, if the watermelon has unclear stripes, it may even break. This type of watermelon is likely to be unripe and less delicious. The fourth point is to look at the navel of the watermelon. When we buy watermelons, you will see that the navels of some watermelons are quite large, and some have smaller navels. Will you choose the one with a larger navel or a smaller navel? So today, I will tell you. When we buy watermelons, choose the ones with smaller navels. Why is that? After the watermelon blooms and bears fruit. Next, the watermelon flowers gradually wither, and the navel will gradually form, because in the process of maturity. As the fruit flesh gradually grows, the navel also gradually shrinks, becoming smaller and smaller. Therefore, the smaller the navel of the watermelon, the riper the watermelon, and the thinner its rind. On the contrary, if the navel of the watermelon is relatively large, this type of watermelon is picked before it is ripe. It is not fully developed yet, so it is less delicious to eat. Finally, look at the color of the watermelon. With naturally ripe watermelons, its color should be dark green, relatively darker. On the contrary, if the watermelon looks light green, bright in color, most of these watermelons are probably unripe, with thick rinds. It tastes bad and not delicious. Now let's check the watermelon selected according to the characteristics I just shared. This is a watermelon with a curved stem, still very fresh. The skin is dark green, with clear veins. Its navel is also small. The part in contact with the ground is yellow. Cut the stem. Place the watermelon upright and cut it lengthwise. Where are you from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Wow! The watermelon has a very thin skin, is fresh and juicy. Do you remember how to choose a watermelon? You have chosen a fresh, juicy watermelon. Next, I will share some unique and beautiful ways to cut watermelon, which will make everyone admire and praise. Method 1. Take 1/4 of the watermelon, then continue to cut it in half, and take one part. Cut off the two ends of the melon piece. Now use a knife to divide the peel into 3 parts. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. Then you cut off the 2 outer peels. Only keep the middle peel. After separating the peel, you put it on a clean cutting board. Then cut it into moderate pieces. You will see the watermelon pieces look like pine trees or ice cream sticks. Very special. You can arrange them on a plate according to your preference. With the shape of an ice cream stick, it will definitely attract children. Very useful for children who are lazy to eat fruit, making it easier to eat. Or, if you have guests coming to your house, you will definitely be complimented because it is very unique. When eating, it is very clean, does not leak water, and is easy to hold. Method 2. Take a watermelon and cut it in half horizontally. Then take half of the fruit. Next, use a round spoon and carve it into watermelon balls. Do this continuously until the red pulp is gone. Then, keep the rind and make a bowl to hold the watermelon balls. Now put the watermelon balls into the watermelon rind. Finally, you have a very beautiful bowl of watermelon. Surely anyone who sees it will have to keep an eye out for a while. This cutting method also makes children very interested and increases their appetite. Especially for children who are lazy to eat vegetables, watermelon provides a rich amount of fiber for them. Watermelon is rich in vitamin C, which helps strengthen children's resistance during the changing seasons. You can regularly add watermelon to your children's menu. Not only that, it contains mostly water, so it is very good for the elderly, because the elderly often have the habit of drinking little water. Do you remember how to choose fresh and crispy watermelon? How do you usually choose watermelon? Leave a message in the comment section so that many people can learn. Thank you for your support. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.